on behalf of the city and board of aldermen, and then we'll follow with Sammy Tebow, Ward 3, leading us in prayer. But tonight, we as the mayor and board of aldermen pay tribute to Matthew Hickman and his service to the city of Magee. Matthew served as alderman for 6 years. He loved Magee and his people. He will be missed. And I truly say that Matthew was the type of person, he took the city, whatever best for the city. He wanted what was best for the city, and we're going to miss him a lot. He was a good alderman. Okay, this time we'll get started. We alternate who does prayer, and Ward 3 is their time this time. So Sammy, let's stand. We do pledge allegiance.
Let us pray.
Pledge allegiance.
Huh?
You said pledge first.
I know, I'm prayer. I'm
Okay,
prayer.
let us pray. Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for all the blessings you have bestowed on us.
Yes.
We come to you today asking for your guidance and wisdom and support as we begin this meeting. Help us engage in meaningful discussion and allow us to grow closer together as a board and nurture the bonds of this city. We want to remember the passing of Matthew and his family. Again, we thank you for all your blessings, and in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right, to pledge allegiance. Attention, salute, pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, maybe see. All right. Marty McMillan, he's used to be on Tuesday night, and it's a Thursday night, so we're going to let him go first in mayor's notes, and he got, I think a lot of y'all want to know this information, so he's fixing to tell it to you. Y'all got your pens and.
Okay, so looking at, we were trying to figure out whether or not we could do the 8th for the election, which was at the same time as the county. Unfortunately, that first notice has to be published 30 days before the election. So if we did August the 8th, that would be, we've got an extra day. So it would either be July the 8th or possibly the 9th. Yeah, I think it's going to be the 9th. This is the way that extra day falls in. So we would have had the first notice run in the paper by the 9th, which means we'd have probably had to have it submitted by, at least the board order made by the 29th and submitted on that legal by 5 o'clock on the 30th. So unfortunately, we missed that time window. The window we're looking at with the current cycle of the paper is the week of the 14th through the 18th. The Tuesday of that week being the 15th, which is what we had fell on earlier. So it'll be the next week after our county election, but that's our only week that we're, by the day requirements in that code section, going to do it. So if the board's fine with that date, that's the date I'd recommend in order to stay compliant with the statute.
So the election would be on August the 15th, and if no one gets the majority, 3 weeks later, which would be September the 5th?
Yes.
It'd be 50% plus 1 they got to get.
Mm-hmm. Yep. September 5th would be that alternative date. So it would be August 15th, 7 to 7, 7A to 7P. If no candidate receives a majority of votes, it would be 3 weeks thereafter, September 5th. Qualifying statement of intent forms may be picked up at City Hall. We've got those ready. The deadline for qualification is July 26th at 5 p.m. is when those forms must be turned in.
July 26th.
So the
And
forms are already available?
We got them ready.
Okay.
You said 50 signatures, right?
Yeah, that code section 25, 15, 36, or 23, 15, 361 is going to be what applies to that. And that ward has 11 and some change. I don't know if it was 1170 or 1117. I do remember there being another 1 and 7 in there, but it's over 1,000. So that would require 50 signatures. So that they would need to get from qualified electors within that ward. So that information, we've included all that information and the source for that information with those packets. So all that information will be there with the packets for candidates to pick up. So what we need to do, the first thing we need to do is adopt an order for an election to be held to fill the vacancy for Ward 2 for August 15th. That was my date. An order for an election to be held to fill the vacancy for Ward 2 on August 15th. So that we'd need a motion to adopt an order to that effect.
Make a motion.
All right, Sammy. Who's got the second?
Second.
Marge, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
I've circulated a proposed publication that's got all of that information on there for the board to review. Those dates of publication, 7/13, 7/20, and 7/27. And that'll meet our publication requirements the 3 consecutive weeks prior to the election date. So all those dates add up. If the board approves of this publication, we'll just need a motion to approve the publication and authorize the publication in the Magee Courier.
Make a motion.
All right, Mark.
Second.
Patrick, second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Another thing, that's all I've got as far as the election goes. Again, those packets are ready. Are you gonna present that stuff?
Penny, who got paid? Penny or John?
No. I think John's got them, or they're out there. They're in his office, so they can get those after the meeting. Go ahead, Sammy. What you got?
Mr. Mayor, who will line up the people working and John will take?
There he is, right
And all
there.
that, okay.
Yeah. We're gonna do paper ballots, because, to be honest with you, I figure only 100 people gonna vote. I don't have my numbers from last election. But that'll be it. John do it, and he'll line up everybody.
It'll be at the Civic Center.
Civic Center, 7 a.m., 7 p.m.
Penny and I worked for a couple hours yesterday on looking at one of the ordinances that she's had, that we've been wanting to sit down and meet on, and we did that. That's going to be the special events ordinance and the special events policy. So we took good time and combed through those, but I want you to know that my eyes have graced those. I'll let her share the details of all that information, but I've helped her put that together and given her some verbiage should the board want to adopt an order. Actually, what we'll have to do, since it's an ordinance, John, as the city clerk, will keep it on file for 2 weeks, and then we'll adopt it at the next meeting. But that gives the public an opportunity, if they want to look at it, inspect it, however we're going to put it. That's the purpose of him holding that there. Copies of that will be there in his office, and but I've given her the language if the board wants to move forward on that.
So we would need to make a motion to adopt this, to let it be on file, or what, how would we?
It would actually be a resolution of intent to adopt the ordinance.
Okay.
At the next, 2 weeks from today, so, at the next meeting. But that's all I got, so.
And Queen Mark's got another commitment.
Yeah, if y'all got anything else, feel free to table and get back up to me on that. If
Hey,
not, I'll
Mark, I
start.
told you I'd get you out of here early.
All right, y'all behave.
All right. Okay, we need to approve the agenda. I mixed it up. Public Works is in B and Police Department in C, because those two guys work long hours. They'll be, while we sleeping in the morning, those two guys will be up rolling. So but that's on the agenda. Then we have a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
All right, Patrick.
Second.
So second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay, next, work project committee reports. There's we had to redistrict for the election, the next election cycle. And we were right there, we got them right there. What we'll do is next board meeting, we'll vote on that. If y'all had a chance to look at it, Alderman, or would y'all will
I
look?
think, Penny, hadn't you got a meeting with David Wade next week
Yeah.
to discuss?
But y'all look at it, and then we need to act on next board meeting. And y'all just look at it. Okay, at this time, we need to approve the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Mark,
Second.
Sue, second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, approve the claims docket. Any questions on the claims docket?
I had talked to John earlier today about, Mark brought it up at the last time about Warren cutting the grass. They're doing a great job,
They are.
but he looked it up and they've already cut 12 times out of 18
Yeah.
cuts. They're gonna run out.
No, is it, I thought it was 6, you said a while ago.
I think we figured out they're billing every 2 2 times they could.
Hey,
They do, it's every.
Okay.
you getting 2 billings?
Well, what we did, he and I did this afternoon. I said, the previous guy, see what kind of schedule was on.
Yeah,
All right.
we paid him the same amount of times, but I think he was just billing every time he cut. I think they're billing for 2 cuts.
Yeah, they doing 2
I think that's
cuts.
how it is.
Because
But
they were
we're-
2 cuts, when Mark questioned it, and they were 2 cuts, what I looked at
Yeah,
here.
it's back on here again.
9 days apart.
Are we on schedule or are they ahead of schedule?
She told me she was on schedule for the 18 cuts, but now, if y'all think she's cutting it too quick,
I mean, we've only got 6 more cuts.
Right, and it did.
And that's gonna be the middle of September, the last time she'll be out of
It's just
cuts.
start growing. The original contract called for us to 18 cuts a year and a cut before every holiday, for sure, and then a cut the third week in June. So, all right, what we'll do, we'll look at it, we can't go over budget on it. Sammy, that's right, we can't
See
go over
that?
budget.
I mean, they're doing a
Like
great
you said,
job,
they
I just
do.
don't want them to run out of.
Well, that's what's gonna happen, because we've got one here on 6/21, then again on 6/30. Back to back.
And it may have been that it rained when they started that first one, they could have started it earlier and just didn't get through with it, but you know, they're doing a great job, but I just don't want it to run out and then
We paid them.
the highway, the cemetery and everything.
That's
from
right.
the middle of September to next year.
I know.
Look
Yeah.
ragged.
All right, we'll look at that tomorrow. I'll send them a text or call them, say we can't get ahead of schedule. Okay. Anything else on claims docket? Anything else?
I don't see anything. I'll make a motion to approve the claims docket.
All right, Mark's got a motion.
Second.
Sam is second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Public Works, Tim.
I had, on the Colonial project, I had 2 bids on boring that 6-inch water line, so we can get it out of the way, so we can pull all that cover and stuff out. But I like the way, I got one more bid coming, I was hoping to be here tonight. Hopefully it's gonna be cheaper, so I like to wait until I get that bid in before we pass that on through. But we're starting our, I got the covers down there, we're starting on a bypass road around it, we should start hauling in dirt, not mud, as soon as it dries up some. But as soon as we get that built up, then we'll be in a safer position where we have to use it. My land trucks, I'm running them 6 days a week,
They was running Tuesday.
8 to 12 hours a day. So we trying
Yeah,
our
we
best
trying, there's limbs everywhere.
to get them up. We pick up 3 loads out of 1 block. So, I mean,
Yeah, you told me 3 loads in 1 block.
and there's still limbs falling out of trees, been
Yeah.
broken, hanging up there, so be careful. But other than that, we're good to go.
Did you ever get with the guy over on 3rd Street that was doing the yard work and bringing his debris in?
I couldn't catch.
He had a load there the other day and, you know,
I mean, if I can catch him coming across the line with it, I mean, I don't know where he's running from.
I've seen him unloading it. And I, you know, I just don't want us to be picking up
Right.
his limb that he's getting paid for cleaning up somebody's yard and he bringing it over there and dumping it and us picking them up.
So you've seen him doing that?
I've seen him unloading off the trailer in front of his house.
Have you approached him about
No.
it? Maybe you need.
Because this was before I came on the board.
Okay.
I was told about it happening and
Was he
I didn't
cutting the
say-
yard inside city limits and dropping it off at his house, or he bringing it out of him?
he does yard work all over the county. And wherever he cleans up somebody's yard, he's bringing it, loading his trailer down and bringing it there and dumping it in front of his house. And you just presume that that's his debris out of his yard and we're picking it up.
That should be happening.
But it has been, I was told that and I didn't say anything until I kept riding by till I saw it with my eyes.
Lane, you said go visit him for a very purpose. We'll work on that. You and I ride tomorrow. We'll go by there.
That's all I got.
No new employees, nothing like that, huh?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, you can go, Tim. We keep you here late anyway. If you want to stick around. All right, Shane, look, police next.
Board, a little information over some of the situations that happened over the week. We know we had 2 businesses got broken into, just to give you all an update, the public an update. We got a call, showed up, investigator was called in, reviewed some video, found it to be a juvenile that they had had dealings with in the past. They were able to identify him, went and made contact with his parents and juvenile, brought him up here, admitted to everything. Items were returned. That system has now been rolled over to, that court has now been rolled into the juvenile court system. So an apprehension was made that night with the juvenile. That being said, the shots fired off an east side. A little misquoted today, but that's okay. I was quoted as saying that it was a city ordinance violation, and that was about where we stood on it. Well, my exact words were, we know for a fact that the city ordinance was violated. We do have a suspect identified. There may be criminal charges to come, still in investigation. However, we know we at least had the city ordinance violation. A couple other things. I need to request to go into executive for a personnel performance issue. And other than that, I have a request to hire a couple of part-time dispatchers, remove an officer, and a full-time police officer hire, and a possible part-time police officer hire. I know this holiday season it's been hard to bounce around and try to get everybody lined up where y'all can meet them. Fortunately, we know a lot of them. I'm looking to hire Felicia Hamilton back to part-time dispatcher. She's with a different department, treating her very well, but she still wants to help the community out. And I would love to have her move back to part-time. She's worked with us in the past. Her husband currently works with us, and I would request a vote to hire her part-time as seen fit. Also, I have a request to hire part-time dispatcher Katrina Taylor. She was a certified dispatcher in Arkansas back in 2017. She is currently employed outside of law enforcement, but she's part of the Magee family as well. Her son works for the city, does a good job for us. She came through and we were highly impressed. She's looking to come work part-time with us. She passed Becky's background and mine. Like I said, this is a part-time dispatcher, and I would look for a vote to hire her as well. I can get them in front of y'all at some point, but like I said, through the holidays and this coming around, when I get a nibble, we do as hard as we can to get them up here. I know y'all want to meet them.
Can you get us their application?
Yes, sir. I can get you their
Look at that.
applications and get all that before you.
Yeah. Background checks. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I can get you all that information. But also have request to hire Shane Fuel as a full-time police officer in the city of Magee. I know we discussed a while in the back, and I was wondering if we could get a vote to go ahead and move forward on that as well. Right now we're short-staffed, and the man's work has spoke for itself for years, and I'd like to hire him back at the city of Magee. Other than that, everything I
You
have.
said something about removing an officer?
Yes, I need to remove Matt Sullivan.
Okay,
we had spoken.
You're not deleting the position, you
No.
get an officer has left.
Yeah, we spoke on it a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
and he turned in his 2-week notice, and it is officially a vacant slot, and we just need to make it so. Other than that, that's all I have.
All right, the dispatcher, y'all wanna wait until y'all see a background check and their information? And now Shane Fuel's been here before, y'all wanna act on that?
We're looking at 2 weeks before we're gonna meet again. If the chief and Becky has gone over it and they recommend them, I don't know if we could hire them on a trial basis until we could look at more, but I hate for him to be in short-handed and have to pay overtime.
Yeah, the same, everybody's on a 6-month trial basis, and that's a good idea, but I know he's short-handed. If y'all wanna act on those, y'all just tell me what y'all wanna do.
Like I said, I know y'all like to meet them, but with this holiday season, it's been a little rough. Everybody going here, there, and yonder, so this is just something that's popped up. I'll be glad to extend any courtesy out if need be, no problem. Especially on the dispatcher side, we're okay right now. Just looking to help fill some back slots because they're part-time. So some of these dispatchers can have days here and there.
But you really hurting for policemen, right?
Really hurting for law enforcement officers, yes, sir. And I have one, a Brad Boykin, who's actually in the part-time academy. He came up here and wasn't able to get with a few of y'all, but I will be having him up here so y'all can visit and meet with him. I can get him at a pretty short notice. He is in a part-time academy right now, looking to graduate in the next few weeks, and he would like to come work part-time for us. Put it on your radar. We can handle it next board meeting if need be. And I'll try to run y'all down, let y'all get a good warm and fuzzy with him, okay? Other than that, like I said, the executive session is a performance-based issue with an employee I need to go over with the board.
But now, one more time, do we need to act on police?
I would like to act on Shane Fuel.
That's the only one
As
you get by with others, huh?
Yes, sir. He, like I said, he left here as a sergeant, went to sergeant with the county, come back here, and I'm looking to make him a patrol sergeant with us. If that means it need to be a 6-month trial basis, or however, before moving to that slot, that's something we can negotiate as well. However, I would like to move on hiring him as soon as possible. Right now, I've got investigators that are out patrolling when they could be investigating, and as it sits, I'm not one that's not out of the hopper. I can get out there and do it too. So that is on y'all's plate.
What do y'all think?
He left here on good terms?
Yes, sir.
He been on good terms up there?
Yes, sir. Well, he left.
Yeah.
He left there and has been out of law enforcement for a
Didn't he
couple of
leave the
years.
state like 2 or 3 years in DUI arrest?
He led the state for 3 years as the top DUI officer in the state of Mississippi while employed here. He also ran a very top-notch narcotics run here. He, when it comes to his caseload and his workload, it's bar none. T's are crossed, I's are dotted, and he knows the job. Good thing about it is also he's gotten a little up there in age, and he's not that running and gunning like he used to be. And he wants to get out and do the community side of and teaching what his history and what he knows to some of these younger officers we have.
Well, what y'all think? You want to act on your way?
If he needs him, I hate,
You want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to hire him.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Mark, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And just get the information on the dispatch. We'll see you back here in about 15 minutes. We ain't gonna be here that long, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, Penny, zoning matters.
So I know Mark already laid the groundwork for me, and I will do that in just a minute. But first, I want to tell y'all that our deputy clerks have been performing above and beyond to get our privilege license renewals reconciled, because it was kind of a mess, but they've been working so hard. So we're up to about a 90% compliance right now on our privilege license renewals, and in real good shape for the next round, which will be September. So if you get a chance to give them a little pat on the back, that'd be awesome. All right, the second thing is this special policy thing that Mark went over with a fine-tooth comb, like he said. We worked on it for hours, and you already had it in June, so it's not significantly different. He just tightened the language up so that it would be, what we needed it to say. There's one little thing on it, on the application, that is an omission that will need to be made. I've got the rest of these for you, John. It was an omission that will need to be corrected, and that is not on the ordinance, but it's here on the special application fee, the first page. So I briefly touched base with Tim about this, because it's a special events committee, which will be the department heads who will be giving services or providing services of some kind in the event of a special event. So so Tim is on board with this. Talked to Charlie and Shane and Philip, and so that's the thing that needs to be added. It was corrected on one of the pages, but now it's not on this one, but we'll correct it. It should have, in addition here, under fire department, it should have emergency management. And then over here under police, it should have building inspector, because Philip is the one who will get, when they have a big event, he has to help them with electricity and stuff like that. So they will be on there too. So we're all on that same page about knowing in advance when somebody's going to have an event, knowing what services they expect to have, and then basing the application fee on the number and amount of services. So that's the only change that will need to be made on that. And then the ordinance, Mark went over, like I said, with fine tooth comb. So it's basically the same one that you had in June, except this one is just a little bit tighter on the cost. The original one that we had the cost of services and an application fee, and there's no reason we didn't want to do that, because we're not trying to hurt any businesses, we're not trying to hurt any churches, we're just trying to get an idea before the day of an event that we're going to have an event, so it can be safe, the city can have insurance, you know, we can be covered, and they can know what their responsibilities are for cleanup and things like that. So I'm going to give y'all a minute to look over that. So this is the part that Mark said, we're asking for a motion to adopt a resolution of intent. The resolution of intent will be at the next board meeting, we'll actually adopt it. But I'll have these copies and I'll give them to John. He'll have them here in case anybody wants any, has any questions or wants to look at it. As we discussed last time, no special event will occur without your permission. So you will know, you won't just see an event happening and say, oh, I wonder what's going on there. You'll know about it before it happens. The only thing that I don't know if you paid attention to in June or remember from June, because that was kind of a long time ago, is in this special event policy, all of the departments obviously work together, but what stuck out to me this last time we went over it with a fine-tooth comb was that Parks and Rec, they regularly hold special events at Parks and Rec. Every time they have a tournament, that's basically a special event. Well, the way this is written is it's up to Jimmy if he wants to require a special event application, he can do that. He has the authority to do that, which would basically mean if he looks at a situation and says, you know what, I need some city services, I need the fire department to help me, I need, you know, the police department to help me, I need whatever, then he can do that if he wants to. But it doesn't make him stop what he's doing and fill out paperwork for what he's already. See what I'm saying? So it's not extra work for him. It's just giving him the option. If he feels like he needs some support, then he can do that.
Okay, is that everything? We need to vote on motion
We need
to
a
adopt the
motion
resolution, right?
to adopt a resolution of intent.
Yeah, the resolution 10, next board meeting.
So moved.
Mark, second, Patrick, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you, board. Last thing is that I will go meet with David Wade and Tony Wunsch on Tuesday, the 11th. And David I spoke with him today, he has an idea, another idea. So we've got plan 1, plan 2, plan 3, and he has one more idea that we're gonna workshop a little bit up there, and if it's not better than the other 3, then we'll know it's not better than the other 3, but either way, I'll come back and let you know that. And I'll get it to you before the next board meeting so you can have
We
it
need
to
to put
look
a
at.
packet, we're running
Yeah,
out of
So
time.
we need to vote on that next board meeting?
Yeah, they will
Yeah.
vote, but I'll put in their packet.
Okay, yeah,
For Friday. John, you got that, we'll put in their packet.
okay. That's all I have. Thank you, board.
Thank you, all right. Parks and Rec, Jimmy?
Well, as everybody probably knows, the fireworks did not go off. It was wet. I can tell you that. Well, we rescheduled the fireworks for July the 14th at 9 o'clock. That'll be next Friday night at 9.
Yeah.
Everything, we had a great tournament down there for the state tournament of girls. I think Saturday, we figured we had about 3,500 that Saturday. I sent a video to Mr. Mark and everything, and that was just a one field that I was standing there at the time. And it was tents everywhere, people everywhere, cars everywhere. So it was a great weekend. We had a great time, crowned a lot of champions. This next Thursday.
Start Wednesday night, opening ceremony, then Brandon for the World Series, and they play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and if necessary, Sunday.
Sunday weather.
Yeah, Sunday's the weather day.
Weather day. We got 2 girls teams that'll be playing up there, the 6-year-old group and the 10-year-old.
10-year-old group.
And they'll be playing, so if you get a chance, go support them. They'll be at Shallow Park, playing their games.
The opening ceremony is gonna be at the amphitheater
Yeah, at the amphitheater
on Wednesday night at 6 or 6:30, where they'll all the teams will march in.
and do all that. The 12-year-old boys will be going to their state tournament starting next Friday night, and it'll they'll be playing Pontotoc, their first game. So it'll be interesting. I've also put up there tonight, you asked about new Kubota costs at the last board meeting. I've got 2 bids, one from R&M Tractor for $11,900, and one from Circle C Tractor out of Waynesboro for $12,400. That's for a brand new Kubota, ready to go with turf tires and everything put on it. So I'd like y'all to consider that.
After seeing yours down there last weekend, you need one. That thing's about rusted through, Jimmy. I don't see how you haul anything on it.
But we have that, he has it in stock, and we should be able to get it within 2 weeks. I gotta put the turf tires on it and a new roof, if y'all say go ahead and push that through.
Sammy, you and I talked about maybe 4-door golf cart, four-door golf cart, haul people back and forth, but he said, I gotta have something to pull on your landscape, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's gotta have this.
So you gotta have this.
This is,
Okay.
now, you know, Jim and them did a great job down there for the tournament. We don't have enough room. We don't have enough parking. I mean, you was parking and walking. You might have to park on one end and walk to the other end of the park. And
Well, if you notice, anywhere you go, I mean, even in Brandon,
yeah,
if you didn't know where the fields were, you parked on one end, you were walking the right way.
but most of the places had ample parking. You might, cause Laurel, we parked at one place, got to the gate, the man took her money and said, y'all need to go to the other,
Go to the,
to the other end of the park.
also, we're starting July, just to let you know what's coming up, starting July, the last weekend in July through November the 19th, we have something scheduled at the park for 17 straight weekends. We are booked. That will put us at about 33 weekends this year we've worked, or had something at the park, bringing people into our town. So just to let you know.
And now, you and I talked on it, but let everybody else know. You're leasing the fields out, the facilities out. We're getting $100 a day per field. So if I use all 8 fields, that's $800 a day. And what about concession stands? Who getting the
Parent
concession?
Association, we bought uniforms and everything for all-star teams. Stuff
Okay.
like that, we pay the people.
So
that
we
come
will
in.
be furnishing concession.
Yes,
Okay.
we furnish concessions, we hire kids and people that come in and help us run concessions at that time.
But where we really make the money is getting, like the weekend of the tournament, they was 7,500, 8,000 people in that weekend.
That weekend.
McGee doubled in size.
Right, yes, sir. Easily. It doubled in size almost that Saturday.
That Saturday.
So we bring a lot of people in, all the restaurants talk about how well we're doing for them every weekend that we do have tournaments. And stuff like
I
that.
know when in
The hotel-
Walmart
the
on
hotel-
Saturday night, after we left the ball field after playing ever how many games it was wiped out. And, you know, I saw kids in uniforms, you know, from all over
But
the state.
The hotels were full and everything. So that's what our goal is, try to keep them coming here and providing a good atmosphere and good fields and everything like that for them.
And we're working on the splash pad,
Working on.
because Sammy recommended someone, he's on vacation. And I found that MML, I found the guy who does them, and we got his number,
And he's on vacation to the
he's
team.
on vacation, so we got 2 people in splash.
Sammy, Graham's finishing up one over in Texas.
in Texas.
So he's trying to
Okay.
get through with it, to get back here.
All right.
He's working around weather and everything, trying to get through.
And I got Kellogg's on 4 playground vendors, and I've already took him to Christian Carrico, he's chairing that committee. and we'll have a park pretty quick. That's what I told, hell, everybody asked about shade, and I told those vendors, I said, talking about city park. I said, shade's not a problem over there. You know, we got nice
Yeah,
trees.
We got the big trees
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was- They said that was great, that
Yeah.
the trees are over there, if we could keep the trees and work the park around it, they said that would be, because the shade's there.
So everybody needs to be patient with us till your money in September. Yeah.
As soon as we get people in, we
I know.
working on it quick.
You got a good
Here's
plan.
what I'd like to speak on that. Down at the Sportsplex, y'all do a fabulous job. If we pour money into this city park over here, it's got to be maintained. You know, we need to put as much emphasis on that as we do the Sportsplex.
Comes and empties trash every morning, we cut it once a week. I went over there and retied the
Yeah.
blue screen back up.
Yeah, I know you're doing that. I'm just saying, I think more emphasis needs to be put on some of these other parks that have been neglected over the years, since the Sportsplex
Now,
was.
Mark, I agree with you, but in Jimmy's defense, they own so much they can do. They need one more person at least. At least one more person, if not two.
Well,
Because, like you say, you
Well,
go to the
you-
city park, they're keeping it cut.
you preaching to the choir. I know that. These other board members know that. So my point in saying that is,
Yes.
let's
I-
don't
I-
forget the city park over
No,
here.
sir. We cut it and we'll
Okay.
do it.
Okay, any more questions?
Are we
for
voting
Jimmy?
on this tonight?
What's that?
Are we voting?
Y'all wanna vote on it tonight? I mean, we got
The-
surplus money. Yeah,
I make a motion, we buy this from R&M Tractor, it's low bid and it's local business.
yeah, that's right. That's a good point. All right, Sammy's got a
Money in the
motion.
budget?
Yeah,
We got that.
we gonna pay for it out of that reserve
Okay.
money,
Okay,
the 1 cent sales tax.
I second.
Mark, second, all in favor?
Uh,
All right. Thanks, Jimmy. Let's see here, airport matters. Ashley's not here tonight, but, Shane talked to me this morning, got some bad news. I played lightning's hit our fuel farm out there.
What?
You know, the fuel farm or gas tanks, the circuit board.
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, we had to look, see, we're gonna try one more thing. But, you know, everybody knows we've been getting a lot of lightning, but that's it. And, we've got the company that installed it, come to look. But we may have to, claim on insurance and do something. It's not gonna be that expensive. Probably about $400, if that's what it is. Not that bad. All right, building inspector, Philip came last night, he couldn't come tonight. Code enforcement, Shane came last night, couldn't come tonight. Fire department matters, we don't have no one with the fire department, do we?
Dale, we were told that we were going to get, that Shane was going to give us at least monthly a listing of all the people that
Uh-huh.
are funded. We're not getting.
Y'all not getting it?
No.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
okay.
I've talked with Shane on that actually today, and he's gonna update us. He did give me a little update on some properties that we had cleaned up, and they started bush hogging those now. So they are taking care of that. The, over here on, the old church
Mhm.
by Hillcrest,
Mhm.
said, they're gonna demolish the old house starting July 31st.
Great.
So he did give me that update. So,
Yeah, and in your area, First Street and Sixth Avenue, they got the grass cut. And the other vacant lot on First and Fifth, he's bush hogging that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's,
What about the one on the ninth over there right next to the apartments?
we got one down there, and he did not update me.
Because I'd asked him about that from last.
Yeah, okay.
last board meeting.
He did not update me on that. And I'll tell him, y'all need written report, to look at it.
told him on that.
All right, other than fire department matters, all right, Austin, IT matters.
Well, first, I'll say this is my first time meeting Sammy.
Sammy Tebow. Nice
Nice
to
to
meet
meet
you.
you. I got you added to the website and everything. As far as announcements, I think at the last meeting, Amanda wrote me about the new water bill thing that out in the front door. I got that updated, so that's working now. jobs to check in, same jobs open. Good with Tim.
Have you got the fireworks?
Yeah,
updated
we're scheduled to the
change?
14th. I did
Yeah.
get that. I think it was a salary increase on the public works job. I got that put on there. So I think as far other than the new parks announcements, that's all the announcements that I have on there now. Are there any upcoming events that need to be?
Jimmy can tell you the ones coming at the sports
Yeah,
place.
Jimmy,
I'll get with Jimmy on those. Any other, the election?
The election, all that election information
Yeah.
needs to be on there.
Yeah, did you get there earlier, what he said?
Yeah, and I'll check out.
I've got them all. Now, the Chamber's got they're gonna have a band at the sports place on the football field.
Okay.
It's sometime in August, I don't know.
August
exactly.
12th on the Friday.
August 12th.
Okay, I need to
August
check
12th on Friday night.
August is 12th.
Okay.
I think it's on Saturday, isn't it? But they told me the 12th.
What night is it? The 12th.
They said the 12th is Saturday.
Saturday night, okay.
I'll email her and see. I don't know if that may have been put on there in advance. I'll email in the morning and see on that. So the rest of July squared away as far as events coming up. Fireworks. That's all I have, man.
Or anything for Austin? Thank you, Austin. Okay, that concludes our other than executive session for personnel.
I got one
Okay,
question.
go ahead.
Back in April, the board tabled a noise ordinance, and nothing has been done with it.
That's
We
right.
had some legal things that Mark was gonna go over. We were trying to come up with a better policy on the noise ordinance. We've had an ordinance, we actually have an ordinance on the book now, but we was trying to put some teeth into it whereby, with enforcement. We don't have, there's a digital way to pick up noise signal, but it's hard to get something through court for the police. Shane might could help us with it, is understanding what our noise ordinance is and how to get a case. And actually, it's in writing, but it's difficult to get it through court.
I thought we passed that.
That's what, I know that's what we was
I
talking
know
about.
we were right there at it.
Yeah.
I thought we did too, but I know.
Might
we were
need,
right.
John, do you know if we actually voted on
I
it?
think it was the resolution of intent is what we actually passed, which is what we did to this one tonight.
Yeah. To get those issues that I just discussed, talked
Well,
about.
we need to get with Mark.
Yeah.
Look at that and see.
Does John or Penny, who needs to get
Yeah,
the mark, get that?
Yeah, we need
We'll
to
have
get
to
that
have
down.
it
Mark.
We need to get some teeth in it and get that, let's go ahead. But I thought we had passed that.
Yeah,
I'm
we
pretty-
went into a lot of.
My understanding
Yeah.
it hadn't been passed.
Okay.
I preached 30 minutes one night on live mufflers. I remember telling Matthew about it. Yep.
It's difficult to enforce. How can you say what's
No.
loud and what's not? You can hear it, but when the police come out there and they done turn the music down, but we'll continue to
Who was
debate
that
it.
kid? Anything else, y'all? Anything else?